Hey friends, I want to reintroduce you quickly today to a couple of techniques that will really take your solos to the next level, okay? I say reintroduce because I'm sure that most all of you learned this stuff in fourth grade band class. There are two very simple techniques. One is called dynamics, right? The difference between loud and soft. And the other is articulation, right? How you attack a note or not attack a note. I want to show you how to do this stuff and how to use it, and then in what context to use it in. And I promise I'll try to keep this whole thing under 5 minutes. First, let's go back and study some of the masters. Listen to Paul Desmond on take 5, all right? He uses staccato, legato. He uses a little bit of fortissimo and a little bit of mezzo piano. And this is all in the first opening salvo. Did you get some of that? All right, you hear it show up a little bit later in David Sanborn, his version of Tin Tin Deo. Check this out. So kind of loud at the top, and then he backs off just a little bit. Now this makes things very, very interesting, doesn't it? I mean, how many times have you spent an afternoon talking to somebody who talks just like this the whole time? They don't ever change the tone of their voice, the speed, the modulation, or the... No, you don't. You tend to avoid those types, don't you? Right. So, but we play that way. So many of us play the same way. We do that. We play like, you know, many of my emerging soloists play as if they had never discovered or even learned the lesson of dynamics or articulation, right? Let's use a Hank Mobley piece, Soul Station. Beautiful, beautiful blues. Blues are always a great way to learn new techniques. Blues are beautiful. Blues ought to be in you. And if they're not, let's get them in you. Soul Station. All right. Now, when you're first introducing these techniques back into your playing, which I know they've kind of disappeared for a while, well, you had a lot of other things that you were trying to master, and I understand that. But let's go backwards and be excellent at the basics, okay? So go big, all right? Make big differences. We can always tone it back down, all right? Let me go big on this and show you what I mean. All right, you hear that? That was a little bit overstated, wasn't it? Way big on one end and way quiet on the other. You can find a happy medium in there, right? Now let's start to introduce some articulation that's interesting as well. Get the idea? Right? You have my permission. You have my permission to introduce staccato and introduce dynamics into anything you're doing. Practice the stuff you're doing this way and then willfully force it into your solos. You got to think this stuff into your solos. It's not going to magically appear. Some people insist that stuff will just magically appear in your solos, and I say BS. You got to actually work to make this happen. That was a little more interesting, wasn't it? Practice, work with it, incorporate it, don't fear it. Just do it, okay? Now, you're saying, well, Dave, you know, my band is loud I play with people who are so loud the whole time I can't even possibly do dynamics, right? Without making those big hand gestures. Now, listen, just do it. They'll catch on, all right? Start playing softly, and they'll start to catch on. And if they don't, find another band, okay? Hey, listen, I'm glad that you were here. I'm coming in under 5 minutes. I promised you I would get this over and done with quickly. So listen, hit us back and let us know how this stuff works for you. In the comments below, if this helped you out, hit that thumbs up, give me a like, and subscribe if you'd like to hear more of these kinds of programs. All right, take care. That's all I got.